that true player shit. We gon' make it live with Big Dom. We ain't holding no punches. True players, we live, homie, no frontin'. Always talk about something. So taking over, you know that the wait is over. That in your face commentary is fire in the show up. We talk about sports, finance, and relationships. True players, we always playing the greatest hits. 1804, that mean Hades lit. Mother still the true players like baby kicks. Our live podcast is hard as hard hats. Real life shit that true players will talk that. So tune in and watch the whole world zoom in. When they hit it,
What's good, everybody? It's man Big Done coming live at you another True Players podcast episode with my co-host Ricky Brown, JoeyG on the 1 and 2s. This is a podcast episode. We're gonna vet the JoeyG tonight, man, because I got a lot of shit on my chest. He got a lot of shit on his own chest. Probably Ricky Brown got many things on his chest. We're just gonna be venting, no specific subject. Anybody want to chime in, want to vent on the podcast? Definitely come through, slide through. We're waiting for you to come on the podcast and leave your comments and things like that. All right, let's start with Ricky Brown. How you doing, Ricky Brown?
Living the dream, brother. What's going on with you fellas?
You know how it is. We here, we chilling. We about to get on this podcast and just vent. A lot of things has happened during the week with me. Just venting on a lot of subjects, but let's start with the first, with the election. Joe Biden wins the election. The Trump fans is crying like babies that the election was rigged and shit like that. And going through the multitude of comments from my friends on Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff, I realized you got to question your friendship with some of these people, though. The rhetoric that's being spewed out, saying that the election was rigged, but no one was saying on their end when he won 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
In
This guy was
exact manner.
Exactly. He was screaming that he first of all, he was trying to get his lawyers together to freaking stop the count. And was it in PA in Georgia, or was it just in Georgia?
It was
particularly PA in Georgia, but he named a couple of states that happen to have cities with heavy black populations in them. And it's funny because on the other side of that sword, I seen an article trying to say that, Trump is trying to disenfranchise black votes. Now, I'm glad I'm in the middle of you two dudes, because I'm gonna say something that's gonna hurt everybody's feelings. Every election is rigged. You don't have a choice in what president gets selected. Every president that steps into that office is there because they were put there, and they weren't put there by your vote or my vote. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. I'm not telling people not to go out and vote, but it's not worth going out to vote for the president because your presidents are selected. That includes the current one, that includes the one that's coming in, that includes the last one, the one before him, and the one before him, and the one before him. The last president that was actually elected by the American people, as far as I know, was John F. Kennedy, and we can't be 100% sure about that. But look what happened to him. He didn't make it to his last day in term.
It's true. That's true. So how do you guys feel about your fellow friends who are Trump fans? I don't call them Trump supporters. I call them Trump fans. Is that which are fanatics for this guy? How do you guys feel about that before I get into my next point on this?
I got a problem with political zealots. If you're too much of a fan for any politician, I look at you and operate a little differently according to your movements. I watch what I say around you, and I watch how I act around you. That includes Trump as well as Biden. Because if you're too blind to see the forest for the trees, then you'll never see the good or the bad objectively that they do or that they perform. And that's not just the presidents, but I mean, your senators, your mayors, your governors. Some people get so caught up in their hype of who this individual is, as opposed to what this individual is doing for the people, for their community, for their nation, that they literally just don't see the forest for the trees. And unfortunately, for the past 4 years, this hat or this crown or this label has been worn mainly by Trump supporters. Um, and that's not to say that every Trump supporter is bad, but most of them are zealots. Most of them don't see that in their opinion, he can do no wrong. And the same could be said about Obama. The same could be said about Bush, Junior and Senior. A lot of people were so blind as to, who the individual was, that they weren't paying attention to what laws got passed, what laws didn't get passed, what rhetoric was spoken, and sometimes the rhetoric is just as dangerous as the laws that they pass. Because look at what happens when your president talks down or uses particular languages concerning certain people. He called all those black men and white men and men period who decided to take a knee during the football game. He said that they were disrespecting the flag. That ain't got shit to do with a flag. They were protesting the national anthem, because the national anthem is supposed to be proclaiming that all men were equal in some way, shape, or form, and America wasn't acting like that. It has nothing to do with the flag. It got to a point where Ray Lewis even said, "Well, I didn't want to take a knee because, I respect the flag." Nigga, ain't got shit to do with the flag. Like, you lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with the flag, and it ain't got nothing to do with not being patriotic. In fact, it has everything to do with being patriotic. Because if you really do love your nation and you want to see it change, you'll take a knee and protest that national anthem and say, "Hey, look, until we can actually live by this national anthem, I'm not going to stand for it." And that's a powerful message. But some people think, well, oh my God, they're ruining the game. Like your ass ever watched the game early enough to actually see the national anthem? Please get out of here.
I mean, what's the purpose of every veteran that's ever served in the United States military if we don't have those type of freedoms? Like, what are they
Exactly.
serving for? What are they serving for? So we can't have an opinion, so we can't have freedom of speech, so we can't have all the amendments that are there.
Yeah, if you take away one amendment, why don't you just take away all of them?
I'm just
Uh-oh.
saying.
That sounds socialistic now.
Hold on now. Why don't you just abolish the Constitution?
Oh, oh, that's how we got the Constitution in the first place. We started with the Articles of Confederation. Do your
Exactly.
homework.
I mean, we came from a certain place to come to a new place to start all over again, and it kind of
Hmm.
sounds like the original plan, just minus
Right.
a king or a queen.
No monarchs here. No monarchs here, fellas. No monarchs here. But this is the one. This is the one thing I was going through. And one of my friends is he was actually posted on the IG story. It's like, oh, Sleepy Joe's a pedophile, but yet but your president that you voted for was over there grabbing girls by the pussy because he was a star. I don't know. Hindsight is 2020.
I mean, I guess we can point out the flaws in somebody that we are not looking at to be our catalyst, if you will. It's easy to be like, well, that person over there.
Yeah, the sad truth is everybody got a pass. And you get to a point where you're president, it's all going to come out. It
Oh
is
yeah.
all going to come out. Whether it's Trump grabbing bitches by the pussy, whether it's Obama smoking weed in college, whether it's Bush snorting coke and skipping out on the war, whatever it is, it's going to come out when you become president. You know what I'm saying? Um, but
It
my
shouldn't.
response to Sleepy Joe being a pedophile: show me one president that wasn't,
Mm.
Mm.
including the current one.
Yes, we seem to forget about that. Trump fans,
Y'all
hi.
must have forgot.
I'm giving this special shout out to both the Trump and the Obama fans. I see you.
Hey guys, let's give a big shout to MAGA.
And be like,
Ooh.
boom,
Pow.
boom.
But like I said, we're venting with Joey G right now. This is a segue to his podcast, Rum Talk with Joey G. Have all the rums, all the liquor ready, the whiskey. You know, he's being calm today. He got his little. What are you drinking over there, Joey G?
I'm drinking Budweiser right now. They got
Budweiser.
That Christmas special. They got that Christmas special. Got the horses on there and such. I don't know if you can see that. If not, go buy a can. Whatever.
Yeah, see, down in Baltimore, Christmas Bud with horses means something completely different.
Let me tell you something. I was never a fan of Budweiser. Reason being because when I was 12 years old, I had a chicken pox, and the only way my father could put me to sleep was to give me a 6-pack of Budweisers. That shit tastes like piss. I did drink. Listen, I did drink all that shit because I really needed to go to sleep because I was itching my ass off from the chicken pox. So it did help, but it also turned me off the beer for the rest of my life. That's why I go straight hard liquor. And that's what I drink right now. And I can't wait to be on this first episode of Rum Talk with Joey G. I'm trying to figure out which rum I'm going to be drinking first. You know, even though my fellow Zoes will be like, yo, Dom, you got to drink the 5-star Bombacour. And I may have to pull that shit out for it to make it happen. Now let's take it.
I'm taking imports. If y'all want to import to Joey G, email me.
Yeah. Facts.
They can't send you looking through email, bro.
Yeah, but they can send me addresses and such.
Facts. Guys, let's segue to another venting subject that we have. We have our friends.
Can we do this real quick? I have to do this because I did post something online as far as Trump supporters being assholes for basically supporting Trump and saying that because he's president, he makes America great again. Yeah, no. That's the furthest from the truth. That's the furthest from the truth. If you believe that, I really do believe that you're an asshole. And my belief is.
Tell us how you really feel.
Tone deaf motherfuckers.
That's it. If we had the Team America playing right now, I would just go to that segue, let you listen to that, and come back, and you will understand why I called you an asshole. But to be honest with you, any person that follows another person thinking themselves to be greater, you're an asshole. You're an asshole.
Cue the Dennis Leary.
Right.
Let me explain to you why I didn't vote for the dumbass. Because one, he fucked with my money. When I filed my taxes on time, I expect to get my refund on fucking time, which I didn't.
Oh.
Okay? And my stimulus check, I still haven't. Listen, I still have not received my stimulus motherfucking check. Again, you didn't get my vote because you fucked with my money.
He didn't win, so he's going to probably put that on the back burner too.
Okay. So the first thing we do when he leaves office is we'll throw his ass in jail till I get my fucking money, and then we'll get all the ladies that he grabbed their pussies of to testify against him for all the sexual assaults that he committed, and probably get some side dude from Melania to fuck her too, because she looked like she'd been deprived of some good dick for a long time. So,
God damn, dog.
Listen, this is motherfucking True Players Podcast. We're venting with Joey G right now, brothers. This is how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
This guy's don't. I'm upset. I'm upset about a lot of things. We're gonna talk about some real shit. Talking about former friends.
I mean, I hate to throw friends away, but if you're just gonna go on the bandwagon, like like a garbage team.
Hmm.
I understand why you root for them, but if they're
Hmm.
losing
Hmm. I,
in such a manner that's
hmm.
disgraceful,
Hmm.
can we just adopt another team? Can we do that? At least for this.
Listen, listen. For the past 4 years under this president, we have not been the United States of America. We just have been the American Republic.
For which it
Let me
stands.
let me repeat it one more time. For the past 4 years, with this president, this guy as president, this has not been the United States of America. It has been the American Republic. Call if you don't like what the fuck I said, fuck you. All right.
Hey, look, the sad truth is they tried democracy. It was
Hmm.
called the Articles of Confederation. It didn't work. So they decided to do away with democracy. And all this happened before George Washington. That's why there were presidents that existed before George Washington. There were not United States presidents, but they were American presidents.
Mhm.
You know, if we got the three of us up here and you two decide that, you know, you want strawberry toppings on your ice cream for dessert, and I vote that I want bananas, well, I just got outvoted democratically. But if I'm
Right.
allergic to strawberries, is that fair to me?
Right.
No, it's not.
Democracy doesn't always work.
No.
This is why we have a hybrid government. We got a little bit of democracy. We got a little bit of a republic. We got a little bit of a Senate. We got a little bit of socialism. We got a little, oh, yeah, we got socialism. Your fire
Yes.
department is socialism. Your public schools is socialism. Your emergency medical services is socialism. If I pick up this phone right now and I ain't got no service on it and I dial 911, I can get somebody to serve me because of an emergency. That's socialism. It's available to everybody. Socialism isn't necessarily your enemy. Now, at the same time, y'all got it twisted on what socialism actually is because I remember there was a video attributed to Kamala Harris saying that if everybody starts at the same place, we could all end up at the same finish line. That's bullshit.
True.
Yes, we all deserve to be able to start from the same starting place, but if I grind harder, I'm gonna get higher than you. If you run further, you're gonna get farther than me.
Right.
If the three of us are living in the same household as brothers, and uh, mom decides Dom's going to get, that tuition to go to Harvard, and then I'm going to get some tuition money, and I might be able to go to Hofstra, but Joe ain't no money left, so he's just going to have to go to Nassau Community College. We're
Word.
talking about two people in the same household that started from the same position that weren't able to be treated fairly. What makes you think that just because we're all created equal, that we're all going to be treated equally? It's almost
So
inhuman
so you're
for us to
saying
not be equally,
so
and
you, so you're
that's not the
saying
same. Go ahead, Joe.
so you're saying if I didn't go to Catholic school and was put into public school, I wouldn't be put on that same plateau.
Well, you wouldn't be put on the same starting plateau. Does that make sense?
Copy.
Because it's not it's not possible. It's not possible unless you are literally divvying things up evenly, which most people don't do.
Hmm.
Most firstborns get the best share of everything. Look at all the astronauts in the Apollo 13 program. Most of them were either firstborn or only children.
Right.
Um, when was the last time you heard about a president being the youngest of his siblings or being the middle child? They're usually the oldest.
Right.
Same thing with vice presidents. Same thing with governors. The president of a state. It's just kind of what it is, unfortunately. But I mean, if you can't get equality in the same household, how are we going to get it on a national level?
Correct.
True.
You know, but back to what Don was saying about this, you know, being a republic. It's unfortunately, according to the head of state, is where we sway and lean towards what their favorite part or what their favorite part of the hybrid government is. So if you want to lean towards the republic, we become more of a republic. If you want to lean more towards socialism, we become more socialistic. If you want to lean more towards democracy, we become a little more democratic. But we're never fully a democracy. We're never fully a socialist place. We're never fully a republic. Um, we're a hybrid government. That's what we are.
Right. So as people, we lean or we gravitate towards what's in our interest.
We do.
We do. On individual
Our individual interests.
interests, exactly. I just lost my train
Right.
of thought, guys. I'm sorry.
No,
Let's
you're
say-
all right. You're all right.
I'm gonna segue to another thing I want to vent about because we're
Okay.
dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with a pandemic right now, and I'm walking through these streets. I'm a healthcare professional. I'm walking through these
Okay.
streets, and I see the majority of certain people who don't know the concept of wearing a mask properly. They think wearing a mask below their nose to cover their mouth means they're protected. Newsflash: you're not wearing a mask if you're not covering your nose and your mouth. I repeat,
Right.
you're not wearing a mask if you're not covering both your nose and your mouth. Which part don't you fucking understand, guys? And yet y'all will come to the hospital, coughing, yakking, all this bullshit, talking about I need to get a COVID test. When all you have to do is wear a fucking mask. Guys, take over. I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to say nothing that'd be too inflammatory right now.
Well, I mean, we can talk conspiracies all day about what is and isn't real. At the end of the day, what is real is that people are dying. You don't have to believe in COVID. You don't have to believe in the coronavirus, but you had better believe that people are dying. Take precautions. Take precautions in your
That's
own
it.
home. Take precautions when you leave your home. You know, we got people dying because they don't want to put one of these on when they walk in a store. And I know the irony, but um, we got people dying over this mask shit because when they walked in a store, somebody said you have to wear a mask. Don't you don't you know? Don't you know that don't you know that for whatever reason they want, they any retail business can refuse you service. They can tell you, hey, we don't want you in our place. Now they can't do it because of your sex. They can't do it because of your race. They can't do it because of your they can do it because of your age. They can't say if you're under 18 or if you're under 21, you're not allowed in here. But there's certain laws and restrictions that say that we can't, offer you service because of this. You know, but if you walk into McDonald's with no shoes and no shirt on, fuck your mask. Walk into McDonald's with no shoes and no shirt on and see if they give you service. Matter of fact, wait till this whole pandemic is over and do it and see if they give you service. Because they got it posted on their signs out front: no shirt, no shoes, no service. So when you walk into my house and I ask you to wear a mask and you don't want to wear a mask, well, I got a right to bear arms. I'm not a retail establishment. So my response is going to be a little bit different than Best Buy and Walmart's response. You know what I'm saying?
Let me explain something to you. No one likes to wear the mask, but it's necessary to protect not just yourself, but the people around you. And if you feel that you feel that you're above that, you just exercise your socialist rights. Am I correct?
Say that again?
I said if you choose not to wear a mask for the betterment of yourself and the next man, you just exercise your socialist right.
I would say if the government decided to hand out masks and make them available to everybody, that would be socialistic. If you and your community started handing out masks to everybody, that would be socialistic. Unfortunately, we're more capitalistic than socialistic. So if I came across a box of 500 masks, I'm not hitting the block to say, here, you take one and you take one, you take one. I'm hitting the block to say, hey, $5 a piece. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm trying to get this money because you know what? I've been laid off. I ain't got no job, and I want to see the weed man. I mean, it is what it is.
Hurry up and buy.
Yeah, hurry up and buy.
Absolutely. Buy that shit. Contribute to the cause.
Speaking of,
And
I do have masks online. No.
listen, you know, promote
It's
your
true, though.
business,
It's
Joey
true.
G. Promote your because I'm actually waiting for my True Players podcast mask as we speak. So, Joey G go hook me up with that. I can't wait to get my own shipment. It's on sale on his website if you guys want to get the merchandise. You know, it's all good. But let's segue to now something that I've been venting about. I want to vent about too. I may offend some people, but I feel I have to speak on it now. Which is, we're dealing with your peoples, your friends, your family, acquaintances, and shit like that. And the thing that bothers me is that people like police officers, healthcare professionals, whether you're a doctor, nurse, or a CNA, or a medical assistant, pharmacy techs, essential workers in general, landscapes, all that fun stuff. Every time we step out of our home, we put our lives on the line for the public. My biggest issue is that people will ask you. I understand people are down, people are not working and things like that. But you got to understand that if you ask somebody for something like a place to stay in your house or some money, something monetarily to ask, just be mindful of the risk that they put themselves in to make that money to enable them to lend you that money or to invest that money into you. Don't be coming at them and say, yo, Dom, yo, let me hold some of that. For what? Did you go out there and take care of a COVID patient, coughing in your face, even though you wearing a hazmat suit with 3 goddamn masks and a face shield, and that COVID patient's coughing in your face? Did you do that or I did that? So what makes you think you're entitled to my currency?
With all due respect, I love you like a brother, but the fact that you work in the healthcare field, we gonna keep doing the Zoom shit. If I do want or need something, if you can't mail it to me, I can wait.
Yo, brother, I got my listen. I'm about to take a shot of my pineapple sea moss. Don't you worry, I'll be fine. Holistic
I know you're gonna be
remedies.
fine. We done had them discussions. We done talked
We
about alkaline diets. But
we we,
see,
we go on that.
you can be fine all day, but that one little germ molecule on your sleeve, when we slap hands, coming over to my sleeve, mean I might not be fine when I get home.
That's
So I
why I
take my
shout.
shot of CMOS too,
That's why
and
I
then
shout.
I go and play with my niece, and now she's sick because I done brought her some shit.
Right.
Listen, that's
But
why I
that
tell
goes
my
back to
see.
what we were saying before. Just take precautions, regardless of whether you believe this shit is real or not. People are still dying.
Right.
And then you look at their frontline soldiers that are out there helping people, and you want to do some more taxing shit to them. No, that's not right, and that's not fair.
It's
If anything, you should be offering, you should be saying to these frontline soldiers, these paramedics, these EMTs, these nurses, and these doctors, what can we do for you?
Right. Do you
And
need anything?
what can we do for you ain't always about money. What can we do
it's
for you could be, I just baked a plate of cookies. What can we do for you could be, you know, we got these extra coats. You know what I'm saying? What can we do for you could be, hey, we got these masks. We're gonna donate them to you. And what can we do ain't always about money. It's kind of like, not to touch on another true player subject, but it's kind of like child support. Child support ain't just monetary.
Oh.
Yeah. So if so if we gonna support our frontline workers, the people that are out there actually touching the sick, healing the sick, doing what they can for the sick, why are we gonna try to take from them? Like that just sounds back ass words to me.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't. Let me tell you something. Because I'm gonna be blatantly honest with
Shamari,
you. Definitely, Shamari. We gotta get you on the show, Shamari. Definitely. But I'm gonna say one thing. I don't want T-shirts saying we're heroes. I don't want parades saying we're heroes. We had that already. I need some more chips. I need to be paid like my life is on the line for everybody. You
agreed.
know what I'm saying? Don't give me my hourly. Don't give me no BS. I'm gonna give you a little check for your service during COVID. That's not enough, because the fact of the matter is, when I get home from work, after I isolate myself from my family inside my house, that is not cool. I'm a vector of this virus. Whether I have it or not, I could be a vector for that. So pay me as if I'm putting my life on the line for this. Instead of giving me the good old boy pat on the back, because that's just not enough. That for me, I'm speaking. I'm saying that's not enough.
It's
You
not
guys don't
enough.
know. You guys don't know what I go through at work. It's not just COVID patients. You got to deal with coworkers who don't want to put in the same effort as you do. You may have management who don't know how to speak to you properly. Why are you trying to do your job? Being in healthcare field requires a team effort, not a one-man army.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't be selective about who does this work, who does that work. Our job is to help patients, is to serve the patients, to heal patients. I lost my mom 2 years ago this Friday because a facility couldn't do that. You feel me?
I feel you.
A,
That's
faci-
important too.
a facility who deemed it necessary that an 81-year-old woman had to die at this time. It wasn't God's plan for my mother to die 2 years ago. It was forced on because of incompetence, lack of care. Everybody in that facility was pretty much were concerned about their paycheck instead of taking care of their main duty, which is caring for patients. There should be no reason why I should have buried my mother under those conditions. No way, no how. So you understand how fired up I am about that situation. I take my job seriously. I expect people who work with me to take it as seriously as I do. Stop fucking around and let that little nigga do that. Let that nigga do all the work. My white ass gonna sit here and chill because I can do that. Fuck you. This is a team effort.
It's supposed to be a team effort.
The only way we can overcome this pandemic as the healthcare soldiers that we are is to do it together. Cut the bullshit, gangster, underground text message to the manager because you don't like somebody you work with. Cut that bullshit out. I'm not in high school. I left high school 20 motherfucking years ago. 20 years plus. Left that shit 20 years ago. Let's come together, come with a plan to protect each other as fellow healthcare soldiers. Because in the end of the day, we're not workers in this pandemic. We are soldiers. We are fighting a war. It's not a war with military with helicopters and F-1 fighters, all that shit. We are the soldiers now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got a vaccine out. Okay. So what? They say it's not going to be mandatory. Trust me. They'll find a way to make it mandatory. It might not be mandatory governmentally. It will be mandatory in the industry.
Yeah, especially it's definitely going to be mandatory for you healthcare workers.
They'll find a way. They'll find a way.
Because wifey's sick as shit right now because she took a flu shot.
Oh.
She had to. And no, I'm not saying she got the flu because she got the flu shot. I understand the science behind it. You take a flu shot, your immune system gets weak, you get encephalitis. I get it. But at the end of the day, she was forced to take a flu shot in order for her to be able to perform her duties.
And she works in the healthcare field, correct?
Yep.
It's tough. I tell you, this is real business, man. That's why I tell people, you shouldn't come and ask us for money and this, that, and the other because we put our lives on the line. You gotta be mindful of that. If we make promises that we're gonna invest in you, we gotta expect our positive our investment to grow, not to decline. Because by me lending you money, just lending you money is not an investment. It's a loan or a gift, whatever you want to disguise it as. But when I put my money into people, I expect that return investment back 2 times fold. Because what I have to do to get this money in order to invest in you. You feel me? The same
Right.
thing is the thing. Yeah, I understand we have to help the other man, help the fellow man, this that, and the other. But the objective is to help somebody to enable them to be self-sufficient, not dependent on you. That's what gets lost in the shuffle.
I think me and you had this discussion before, Dom, and I
Hmm.
was saying it was in reference to a Bible quote
Hmm.
as far as being a fisherman of men, teaching them the fish as
Hmm.
opposed to giving them the fish. Um, Giving a person money is not going to help them through their situation, but helping them get the means to get that money will help them through their situation. Because give them a skill set
Hmm.
in order for them to get that or obtain that what they're looking for.
Or give them an
But to
avenue to
give
use the skill set they already got.
Right.
right, but to me, if you're giving me something that I don't have to work for, I don't have the same feeling as working for it. Like when you
Right.
work for something, you're proud of it. You it has value to you. A person giving you something, you cherish it maybe for a few seconds and it'll be lost to you. It's not the same feeling as you earning it. It's not the same feeling.
No.
I think that now that we're older in age, we can see this a little bit easier. But somebody a little bit younger or not yet reached that level of maturity hasn't been able to see that yet.
Right.
But when you're at this level, looking back, you're like, no, you need to go and do that because it's good for you. It's good for you to go and get it. I can help you go get that, but I can't give it to you. If I give it to you, it's not going to mean nothing to you.
No. And you become more dependent,
Yeah, you're going
which
to
is not
come
the
back.
Become codependent.
Yeah, you're going to be
exactly.
codependent. I don't
And
need
I'm
any
I
more
know both sides of
dependence.
that equation, so
Hmm. You guys, you know how I grew up. I grew up with you guys know my pops how he was. He
Yeah.
was very big on listen. I'm gonna teach you how to get to that level. Another way, I'm gonna bring you to the front of the house,
Right,
but I can't tell you to open the door and go into the house. You got to
right.
know how to open that door and get into the house yourself. If you ask me to hold your hand into the house don't belong to you, it belong to me.
I'm gonna give you another example because this was shown to me.
Hmm.
Um, we've talked about Masons and
Hmm.
how the introduction as far as going into the Messianic religion and everything like that, how to get inducted or how to enter, if you will.
shout out to all the travelers out there.
You know who you are. um, but it's as simple as what you just said. You know where it is. All you have to do is walk through the door. Why do you expect somebody else to bring you to a place you can go freely for yourself? The
Correct.
doors are open. They're not locked.
Correct.
Sometimes they're not even closed. You just got to walk through the door.
You just gotta walk through the door, and then you see what you're looking for. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. But you have to make those steps.
The things that people don't understand is how good it is that you put in your hard work. You put in your hard work, you did it yourself. You know how gratifying it is for you to achieve your dream by doing that? People got to find out what their dreams are first. And then if someone gets your dream for you, it's not really your dream. Your dream was bought for you. It's not really, you don't own it. It was bought for you. So let me ask you this question. Do you want your dream bought for you, or you want to earn your dream?
Earn it.
I want to earn it. That's why I'm on my grind now.
You know what I'm
Earn it.
saying? You gotta put in that hard. It doesn't come easy. It's not gonna. You're not gonna wake up in the morning and your dream is achieved. It takes a lot of hard work.
It
It's
does.
like,
It does. And if you got a real dream anyway, you know that money is not going to do it for you. Money's just going to enable you to take your steps. You still got steps that you got to take. Because say you got $1 million, you're going to end up spending that $1 million. You need a facility. You need supplies. You need employees so that you can
you,
make your next $1 million. And see, the key
well,
word there is make.
right.
You see what I'm saying? Like even if you taking a handout, even if somebody gives you something, you still got to make something out of it.
Right.
Correct.
And at some point, if you're a man about your business, you're gonna say, "Hey, thank you. Let me get this back to you."
Yep. And also, you gotta exercise discipline.
Yeah,
Let's not
Right.
forget about that.
It's a
You
part of
gotta know
that.
what you want. You know what you gotta achieve. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too. I mean, I'm gonna give you guys another example. I got. Let's say an example. You got somebody. You got your house. Somebody comes to your house because something happened in their life. They got divorced or whatever. They fell in hard luck. Right? They're a little strapped for cash, and then they're in your crib, and you provide them. You try to give them an idea of how they could make more money, or do. How can I say this? Provide them with an opportunity to enable them to make more money, and they tell you, oh, it's a scam, it doesn't work, or it's a pyramid, but yet you're still living in my crib for free. So who's getting scammed? Really getting scammed?
you the one getting scammed because, as far as I see it, you got two options there. You can either lay down the law and say, "Hey, look, if you're gonna be sleeping on my couch, you're gonna have to do A, B, and C and X, Y, Z." Or on the flip side, because for some of us, especially when we get to a certain age, I like to think it's somewhere between 25 and 30, we find it emasculating as men for somebody else to say, "Hey, let me put you on to something." So okay, so what do you want to do, and how can I help you achieve what it is that you want to do? Now if they ain't got no answers, they need to get the fuck up off your couch.
Again, you aiding with the intention of enabling them to be self-sufficient.
Right.
Listen, if you don't want to be self-sufficient, then don't be an adult, because that's what being an adult is. At the end of the day, you gotta be able to be self-sufficient. We understand we go through hard times. We understand that shit. But what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get your ass up from that hard time? So you're gonna have someone, you're gonna rely on someone else to pick you up. They can only pick you up so far, to the point you become a ball and chain, and that's where you don't want to be, a ball and chain.
True.
You want to get up, be self sufficient, say thank you for helping me, and go about your business.
True.
That should be the mentality, and it just bothers me that a lot of people don't have that mentality. They want to sit there and continue to just lamp or chill because it's easier.
I mean,
Life,
I could speak on that because I myself fell into that category for a minute
mhm,
because it was easy. It
mhm,
was easy and it became comfortable.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything was there. I didn't have to do much. Oh,
Mhm.
I could. You're gonna give me that, so I can use that to do this, 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 and this, and the money that I just worked, I could use for whatever I want.
Right.
There's no progress in that.
It's not. It's a cycle. It's a
It's,
cycle that just gets perpetuated.
there's no progress in that. You
And I've
fall
been
into
there
that.
too.
You fall into that. You fall into that state where you're not moving forward. You're not moving backwards. You're just in the abyss. You're just there. There's really no progression. Really none. Until
You
you
got
decide to put that foot down and be like, I can't live like this. I need better. I need more. I want more. I deserve more
right. I tell
as a
you guys. I tell you
person.
guys. I tell you guys one thing. You know, my fallback option. If I ever had a fallback option, they're both laying in the grave in the cemetery about a mile and a half away from me. Those were my fallback options. When they left this earth, there was no more fallback option for me. It's either me or bust. You think I'm gonna fucking bust? Hell no. I'm gonna try to make it as best way I can.
You know, as much as I talk shit about my parents that raised me,
Hmm.
about not loving me or not treating me the way I needed to be or I wanted to be loved,
Hmm.
they did the best they could.
Hmm.
And I see now what they were trying to do or what they were trying to instill in me
Hmm.
and to make me understand because it's the same thing that we're talking about right now. If you want it, you have to work for it. I want you to work for it. That way you have pride in what you've done and what you have accomplished so that you want more and you obtain more. You keep striving for that because you deserve it.
You
I
know,
think you're worth it.
the key in what you're saying though is that you see it now. You had to reach a certain level of maturity in order to be able to see that. And this is in no way making excuses for anybody because I
No.
mean you just said that you've been there and I just said that I've been there. And just like
Right.
you, I was comfortable. I was
Right.
comfortable. And whether it was anxiety, whether it was depression, whether it was PTSD, regardless of what the root causes were, I had to get to a point where I realized my own self worth,
True.
and I
True.
had to see as others have called it, the brilliance that is within me. I'm not a braggadocious individual, but I had to learn to start loving me.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, we don't know how to love, let alone love ourselves.
Right.
You
We
know,
were
look at
never
our
taught
music,
that.
look at our television, look at everything that's pumped into our brains.
Hmm.
Even the media is doing nothing but pumping hate.
We
Oh
were,
yeah.
we were never
You know,
taught to love ourselves.
no, we're not. Let
We're
alone
never
love somebody else. And if we do love somebody else, it's a codependency. We're
right.
depending on that person for their love in order to be able to validate ourselves. If we actually knew our worth, we would love ourselves first and not stand for half of the bullshit that people throw at us in any relationship. I'm not just talking about romances. I'm talking about
Right.
friendships. I'm talking about coworkers. I'm talking about, like we wouldn't stand for it. We wouldn't be
Right.
able to stand for it. Like we would have to do something. We'd be compelled to do something, you
Right.
know. And doing something isn't always something violent. Doing
True.
something is just taking some kind of action because something's got to change. They misappropriate that quote to Einstein, but it's true. If you keep doing the same shit over and over again and expect different results, that's insanity.
Right.
Right.
Do one thing different. That one thing don't work, try another thing. If those two things don't work, try changing both of those things and see if that works. Try something. I got respect for a failure because a failure tries. A failure actually gets up there and puts in work.
Hmm.
A failure is
Right.
different than a bum. A bum's just sitting there waiting for shit and watching life pass them by.
Hmm.
Oh, your business failed. I
Mhm.
respect that. You got out there and you started a business.
Right.
But the thing is that you can't have success without failure.
You can't.
Right.
And another thing too that in my belief, every single person in this world has a talent to be great. Whether or not they utilize their talent and God given ability to be great is another story.
True.
You can't make someone who uses his talent to be great feel bad because you refuse to do the same. That's being selfish. That's being self righteous. Do something. You have the talent. You have the talent to be great. No one can make you great but you. By the end of the day. Now, if you expect someone else to make you great, that person owns you. Do you want to be owned, or you
Mm.
want to achieve? You want to be, or do you want to be, or do you want to achieve your greatness on your own?
Right.
Don't be fucking
Okay.
owned. Own your greatness.
Right. I mean, we've talked about my dealings with the studio in Jacksonville and everything like that.
Hmm.
Um, I related it to people that I knew in the industry that I watched growing up, and you've seen people fall
Hmm.
with those one hit wonders, and you're wondering why. Like, yo, what happened to these people?
Hmm.
You have those who followed the path of their own, like they were making strides
Hmm.
on their own. They were trendsetters.
Hmm.
So the trendsetters were the ones that are still viable to this day. I'll give you 27 years for Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
27 years.
Hmm.
Constantly changing, constantly moving, constantly being relevant.
Hmm.
He didn't sit by and go, well, that's not me, so I'm not going to do that.
Hmm.
Whether you like his music or you don't, you got to respect the hustle. He even ventured into television, he ventured into different money making ventures. Who'd have thought he would be right next to Martha Stewart on a cooking show where they were
Facts. Facts.
cooking
And
side by side?
And who'd have thought out of the two of them, he's not the one that's the ex felon.
That right there. That right there.
And does but and now at the same time, does being an ex felon diminish either one of their greatnesses? Because they're
No,
Absolutely
both
not.
getting it.
no,
They're both
no, it
getting it.
doesn't. It doesn't. But I
Martha was
think
able.
that's a part of the greatness itself.
To more to Martha's credit, she made a mistake in judgment, which she spent some time in prison and came back stronger after that.
She
But
did.
She, she
she
And she
also
learned
showed
from that mistake.
she also
exactly.
showed humility
Hmm.
because she was a person of stature before that incident. She understood her place when she came back. You have to pay your dues.
Pay your dues, definitely.
Now, I've been in this position. I've been at this high point. Maybe I can help catapult you to that point that I was at. So I'll bring you in.
Show you the way.
But
Show
they're
you the path.
but they're on the same level. They're on the same level of thinking.
Hmm.
It's not one taking from the other and the other one leaving an empty shell, a carcass of what they used to be. It's not like that.
Right.
Oh, I had money, but I gave it to this person, so now I'm broke. No, we both eating.
Right.
In that situation, we're both eating because we're thinking in the same manner. Yeah, you help me, I help you. We'll do that, but we're gonna make sure each other eats in a situation. I can't take with from you and not expect you to be eating too.
Right. I like how you said that because it segues to one of my beautiful points is if I have my team with me, every single person on my team got to win. Now, if one person on my team who doesn't like to win, you're just a bad guy that I got to kick off the team because we all trying to win here. Some people may have their struggles getting to that winning point, but if you're putting that effort to win, I gotta help you through that, see you through. Once again, guide you on the path so you can be self-sufficient. Because once you win, you're golden. It's on to the next challenge. And if you have somebody who doesn't have that same mentality as you, who'd sit there and starts a rivalry with you because they're hating on you, they're jealous of you, their esteem is not on par with what your esteem is, that's not your fault. The other person got to step their esteem up and build their esteem back up again.
Right.
Don't hate
That's
on
true.
me because I want to be the best.
Right.
You should want to be the best as well.
You should want to be better than me.
Exactly.
If I'm
Right.
at the top, you should see that as a step. Like, how
I
do I
heard.
do better? How do I do better than Jay-Z? How do I do
Hmm.
better than the Rockefellers? How do I do better than the Rothschilds? How do I get to that level and get past that level instead of sitting back hating on them?
I heard. What was this? Like 2012, 2013. I heard from a mutual friend. I was talking to him about my plans after coming back from Jacksonville, which was a little bit hard to find work and everything like that. So when I hit New York, I was in a little bit of a I gotta get it type mode. Sitting there explaining my plan, and I'm like, yo, if I have to walk to the train station, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna go to the city and I'm gonna do what I have to do to make it happen.
Joe, I don't think you do that. No, I'm sorry. Let's finish your story. I'm sorry.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, what just happened?
I'm trying to be that friend that he was talking to.
Right, right, I get it now.
It,
uh,
they
by the way,
they
did you see that new day? Did you see that new game that came out? Oh, my bad.
it basically came out in that fact, but it told me I wasn't gonna do it. But at the time, I was already in that mode. Like, I don't care who you are or who anybody is, but you don't have the right to tell me what I'm gonna do in my life.
And that
If I
goes
tell
back
you
to knowing your worth.
right, if I tell you I'm gonna do it, then it's gonna get done because it needs to get done, not because I want to do it. It needs to get done to make what I'm trying to do happen.
Exactly.
And
Said it.
I, I think we fall short sometimes by listening to other people that we hold dear to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because we value their opinion to a degree more than we value our own intuition,
Preach.
and and sometimes that hinders us. You know what I'm saying? Had I listened to that person and doubted my inner self, I don't think that I'd be in this position right now. I'd be in a different position right now.
Yeah, I think India Ari said it best and Get It Together. One shot to your heart without breaking your skin. No one has the power to hurt you like your friends. And in the second verse,
Well,
she says, no one has the power to hurt you like your kin. The people that
right,
you allow to be closest to you, they influence you. We are all products of our environment. At the
Exactly.
same time, if you know your worth, you can take that negativity and flip it, or you can take that negativity and allow it to break you down. Depends on how
Exactly.
you on how you're set to digest that negativity. And if unless you're a glutton for punishment, you find a way to end that negativity, whether that means completely separating yourself from that individual or individuals, or finding a way to deal with those individuals. Because those individuals could be close. They could be parents, they could be kids, they could be siblings. You know what I mean? They could be
right,
coworkers. You may not be able to just completely cut them off, but you find a way to work with them and navigate around them and use that negativity so that it doesn't kill you, so that it doesn't be a shot to your heart.
Exactly.
I believe I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's hard. I'm going to say for me personally, it's been a struggle to do that because there's certain people that I know have been there through certain circumstances and helped gotten me through, regardless of the situation. And I can't forget that, regardless of how they treated me after the situation.
Hmm.
But I can't forget that. So I give that benefit of the doubt. Now I understand that there's a time and place to move on from that. I just find it difficult at times because as we're talking right now, as you and Dom are talking, we're having a conversation. I feel the same conversations. If there was a problem, you put it on the table and we could talk about it. After we talk about it, we come up with a solution. If we don't have a solution, there's one of two options that's going to happen. We're going to move forward or we're going to move on.
Mm.
It's just that simple. But to sit there with the catty games and oh, he said and she said and this other bullshit, I don't got time for that.
Oh,
I'm not.
better yet, have someone on speaker unknowingly while you're venting to a friend about a situation, and she finds out and creates a very bigger situation than what it really was. But the problem is when you have friends, you have close friends you grew up with, you've been through the tough times, the bad times, you've been through the turbulence, you've been through the adversity with them. And you can't sit there, look them in the eye, and talk to them about why you have an issue with them. I have a fucking problem with that.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna rewind it. I'm gonna rewind it for him because let me break the situation down. I'm trying not to utilize people's names and everything like that, so I'm gonna break the story
We,
down.
we
This
told we told your story. We told
Wait,
your
no, no,
story.
wait, hold on. Let me make sure I got this shit straight.
Right.
I'm gonna talk to you, but I'm gonna call
Yeah.
somebody else on the phone so they can hear you talking.
Yes.
That is some sneak shit if I ever fucking heard it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Now, me and Dom are talking. I got my phone right here. Word. She did what? And whoop, whoop, whoop. But I'm confiding in you. I'm confiding in you as a person that I know you to be, my brother, because I'm upset that she had to go through the situation that she had gone through. I'm upset. I can't hold this in because it hurts. So I talk to you, my brother, and you put the person on the phone. Same person that asked not to talk about this situation. I don't want my business out there on the street like that. What do you think is going to happen after that situation?
You know what they say about a house divided is easily conquered, but I mean, shit. You start throwing stones from inside the glass house, that glass house is gonna crumble. It's gonna fall apart, and shit's gonna fall apart quick.
I don't blame the person for being angry. I don't blame the person for being angry at me. I don't blame them for that. I'm not upset at that person. I'm upset at the person that decided to pick up the phone and make the call.
That's what I was talking about. That's some snake shit. Because if you talk to me about something in confidence, I'm gonna keep it in confidence,
Because I feel
even if that means like you having a problem with Dom.
I
That's
feel
going to
like
be between me and you. Now, if I know that there's friction between you and Dom, I might call Dom and say, "Hey, brother, are you good? Are you okay?" I'm gonna talk to him. I ain't gonna tell him everything that you just told me, and I'm damn sure not gonna call him up on the phone while I'm talking to you so that he can hear what you're saying to me about him. That's snake shit.
yeah,
And I'm not saying that. I mean, good people do bad things. I'm not saying that that person is a snake, but they did some snake shit.
right.
Hope it ain't nobody I know.
Agreed. And to be honest with you guys, that's why I don't deal with people like that. They may be friends. They still be my friend, but that's not somebody I must have that at my table.
See, this is why I'm a friend atheist. I don't
Yeah.
believe in friends. God, they don't exist.
Mm.
They're like Jesus, Santa Claus, and the Easter Bunny. They might make you feel all warm inside, and if you believe in them and they make you do good things, that's good for you. But I ain't never seen one.
Said friend atheist.
Listen. We got a lot of friends who are Judas.
I'm a believer.
But now
Look at that
I
Oh
shit.
know
man, said, I seen the silver.
that's why this is a very special podcast. We're venting with JoeyG. We're venting about bullshit that shouldn't be happening in this world, but continues to happen because we have people who are full of shit. God damn it. Once again, Rum Talk with JoeyG is coming soon, baby. If you don't believe me, that's JoeyG. You know what I'm saying? So whoever wants to join the podcast, make sure you bring your rum to the podcast. Whether it's Ray Nephew, Mumbakur, or some Bacardi 151. If you want to bring the whiskey too, you can bring that shit too. But let me get back to the podcast here. Since we're doing a little
Yeah,
advertisement.
look, okay, look, I'm gonna throw something out there.
Throw it
Go
out
This,
ahead.
there.
this, this is something that I'd like to vent on
Go ahead.
Okay.
because we've made all these strides in the scientific community, and we've done X, Y, and Z because of A, B, and C.
Mm-hmm.
But
House.
how,
Houseway.
way, how is it that we can go all the way to Mars and find microscopic bacteria and call that shit life, but yet there's a debate as to whether a heartbeat is life on Earth?
Mm. Mm.
Did I touch any of y'all out there yet?
Mm.
How in the fuck is microscopic bacteria considered life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't considered life on Earth?
Mm.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is your answer? I'm waiting.
So what you're telling me is the value of bacteria found on Mars is more than a heartbeat on Earth.
Apparently. And you know what? I don't even want to hear no answers from the chat. I want to hear some answers from executive offices, like the current executive office and the upcoming executive office.
Ooh, bringing the heat.
Did I touch any of y'all yet?
With all due respect to the new incoming officer that's coming in, he's actually having a plan to combat the pandemic. He's brought back the team, the infectious disease team. You know what I'm saying? He's doing something, but by the same token,
Go Jim Carrey.
Once-
I mean, Joe Biden.
once you, Mr. President-elect, once you take your oath on January 20th, Mrs. Vice President, once you take your oath on January 20th, you're on the clock, and you're on the clock. And best believe if you don't follow what you say, you will be out in 4 years too. Just let you know.
There you go. And
We-
see
we-
that
we-
at the end of the day, you can sit up here and you can complain about what a politician does or what a politician says. If you don't hold them accountable because you're supposed to be their boss, you're supposed to be their enabler. They're codependent on you or on us.
Right.
Me, it would be, excuse me, and this is no disrespect to anybody who feels that or feels that that they need to be heard because of the fact that our lives are not considered equal to other lives. Because I do believe full-fledged and wholeheartedly that Black lives do matter. But I don't believe your protesting is getting anywhere. And half of y'all are out there just to get views and take pictures and selfies and shit on Instagram and Facebook and say, "Oh, I was there with the march,"
Mhm.
and don't even know what the cause is about.
Max Rose.
You just wanted, just wanted to show up in numbers. So,
Right.
so for the half of the people that are out there for the cause, I mean no disrespect when I say this, but your marching ain't getting you nowhere. You'd be better off cutting off traffic and shutting down the entire city of Washington, D.C. by sitting outside the White House and saying, "Fuck all y'all up in there, get the hell out."
That's right. It is certainly a democratic right to do that, which they would call it a military, they would call it a coup, but it is a democratic right. If the government doesn't work for us, we have a right to overthrow it.
We do. We do. That's in our Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
That's before the amendment.
The media is not ready for that, and those radicals are not ready for that.
Well, see, unfortunately, the media is ready for that because they already got their spin and their twist that they're going to throw on the story.
Of course.
Because the three of us go out there and we sit our ass down on the front lawn and we say, "Hell no, we won't go."
Mm-hmm.
3 radicals approached the White House today. 2 blacks and a black possible Hispanic.
Mm-hmm. You already know how that's gonna go.
Just 3 blacks. It's just 3 blacks.
They were wearing masks.
Yo, listen. You already know what how it's gonna go. You're gonna have like 20 police cars, shoot to kill order, and we don't ask questions at all. We just know that there were 3 radicals and sitting on the lawn. That's it.
We're investigating their ties to Al Qaeda.
Oh yes.
Right.
Oh, by the way,
the CIA started.
By the way, did you know he was arrested for obstruction of justice in August of 2015? Oh, he was a bad guy. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Always criminalizing the victim, motherfuckers. Shit.
America.
Fuck yeah.
But now let's get back to the situation that JoeyG was speaking about, because the ramification was after that particular incident, there's been some type of disconnect, some disconnect and misunderstanding, which I felt that because of the history between the 2 people, it should have been brought to the side, have a dinner or a meeting and speak on it and talk about it. Talk about it like as in 2 adults. And I felt it went left because, one, the person that felt was wronged, the lifestyle of the mentality felt as if she was on another level. When in essence, you're not on another level, you're just another, I would say a higher level. I just felt you're in a different world, and the world that you once knew your particular friend at in the beginning. The thing is that when you have a situation like that, we're not asking you to be my friend again. I just want some clarification about why you're acting this way towards me so we can have closure and move the fuck on. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want to fuck you. I don't want to do anything else. I just need to know what the fuck did I do to you to make you feel this way towards me. Why is that so hard?
I'm not gonna make no excuse for nobody. But when I say hurt people, mm-hmm. I'm saying this because I've been on both sides of this equation as well.
Right.
Now the first hurt is an adjective, the second one is a verb. Hurt people hurt people. Mm-hmm. I've gotten hurt by hurt people.
True.
And I've hurt people because I was a hurt person.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is not making no excuse for nobody. But the closure you seek and the answers you're looking for, you might not get, because that person might not have reached a level of healing in order to be able to even process the question. Because you get to a point where you're in such a hurt mode. It's not that you don't know what hurt you, but you've forgotten what hurt you, and you're operating out of habit, because we are creatures of habit.
Correct.
If every time you go to drink some water, you go pick your nose, eventually you find yourself picking your nose every time you go drink some water, and you don't remember that the year that started was because you had I don't know, you had crusty nose boogies or something. Like, I don't know, I'm just making shit up.
Right.
But 5 years later, you know, you got your finger up your nose every time you put a water bottle up to your mouth. And sometimes it takes assistance in order to be able to go back and find the root cause of that problem. And it doesn't have to be 5 years. It could have been 5 days ago. And you're so hurt that you just don't see it anymore. Again, no excuse, but that's how I've been, and that's how I've seen people who have hurt me be.
You know,
I agree.
I
I agree with
I
that.
can I agree with it, and I accept that because I I, I understand it. I've been
And
there.
again, it's no excuse,
Right.
but
True.
I hate to use this phrase, but it is what it is.
It's.
I hate
I
using
mean,
that phrase, but it
you
fits
know,
in so well in so many situations.
you know what? I understand that phrase because I've used it so many times, and my wife gets mad at me for using it. But it's the simplicity of it is, yeah, it is what it is. But at the same part, it's like, yo, it's done, it's happened. How can we move forward from that? Like, I just want to know the resolve. We can't change what just happened, but how can we do the resolve? How can we get to the resolution of the problem, resolution of the issue? That's what I'm
Hmm.
trying to get to. I can't
Facts.
I can't sit there and dwell on the fact that, oh yeah, I fucked that shit up. Yeah, we both see that I fucked that up. I understand that I just fucked that up, but I can't dwell on that because I know I fucked up. So how do we get to the other point now?
Right.
And it's monumental for you to realize that you fucked up, and it's also monumental for you to admit it. That doesn't necessarily bring the hurt person closure.
True.
And and,
Now
and in all
I'm gonna
honesty,
let me
they got to bring closure to themselves.
let me say this real
You
quick.
can't do it for them, and can't nobody else do it for them. Like, they got to find the healing within themselves in order for them to be able to move on. Because I'm speaking from experience to whoever you are out there. I had to find closure within myself in order to be able to move on, to stop hating someone, to stop putting all that negative energy out there to someone.
Right.
Because
Because
all it
you
was
can't.
doing, all that negative energy was doing was coming right back to me, and it was affecting me. It was affecting my family. It was affecting all my relationships. So if anybody out there is hearing that, that whole thing about forgiving somebody, you ain't got to forgive shit. You just got to find a way to heal yourself. Because if
Right.
you're hurting, you're not the only one hurting. You're hurting everyone around you.
Right.
Correct.
I know there's people that I've hurt in my family circle, and there's people I've hurt outside of my family circle because of the decisions that I've made, um,
Hmm.
because of my excess drinking
Hmm.
into blackout stages,
Hmm.
not remembering certain things certain actions that I've done. But I don't excuse my actions. I've always said that I take responsibility for my actions. I don't know how to apologize for what I've done because it's done. It was did. I don't remember it. It's not an action that I do remember, but at the same time, I don't want you to go through that pain, and I want you to realize that I understand uh, that I hurt you. So moving forward, like Dee said, that's all I want. I want you to heal. I want you to find a place where you can heal and you can move on. I don't expect you to forgive me. It's not for me to want that from you, and it be inconsiderate of me to sit there and ask you for that.
Come on.
It'd be inconsiderate for me to ask you that. All I can ask is that you heal, you find a place to heal, and you move on in your life.
Hmm.
Let me
I feel
deal with
you.
that. Let me deal with that because that's just something that I have to deal with and I have to reconcile within myself
And
because I know
see,
what.
you literally just said the same. You just gave a perfect example of what Keanu Ames says. You have to openly, honestly communicate to get to a resolution. You know, and the key thing about communicating is that you can't communicate alone.
Correct.
So now you've done your part, and the hurt party also has to do their part because they have to be able to communicate as well.
Mhm.
But communication. Sorry to cut you off, Ricky.
Go ahead.
Communication. Communication is also the reception of the communication from the other party. It's not just speaking. It's the reception, the
Hmm.
genuine reception. If you come in with a poor body language, you roll your eyes. You're not communicating.
Because you're not receiving the message. You're receiving the part of the message that made you roll your eyes, and everything that came after it is dead air.
Right.
Right.
Definitely. So we spoke a lot in this podcast about venting. We really vented tonight, fellas. I'd like to do another podcast of us just venting. We can vent about
See,
child
that's what Joe's
support.
setting up. We're gonna
Yeah,
be venting with JoeyG on his rum talk.
rum talk. We remember we got to get the Ray nephew, the Bumbaku rum, 5 star, 5 star. You come on a show with 3 stars, you're off the goddamn show and blocked forever.
Bomba
Five
clock.
star, 5 star Bumbaku rum. It's only a few dollars more than 3 star. Get at your local liquor store. Bacardi.
I would say I will say this though. The first rum talk, I'm going to talk about uh, depression. I'm going to talk about depression,
Mm.
and I'm going to
Mm.
talk about mental illness, and I'm going to talk about PTSD uh, because these are certain things that have affected me, and I know they're a part of my life. I never wanted to admit it. I always tried to shy away from it. I felt uncomfortable talking about it. So it's something that I need to do, not just for me, because I feel there's somebody out there that needs to hear this so they
And
can find their their necessary help to help them progress where they need to be.
and it's about time that that stigma get lifted because we've all experienced PTSD. It just hasn't been
Absolutely.
debilitating. If you ever touch that hot pot on the stove and you learn not to touch it again, that's PTSD. It's not debilitating. It didn't stop you from living your life. But if you understand that something that small is post traumatic stress, then you can understand why PTSD can be life altering and life stopping for some people, and why some people turn to stealing, gambling, sex, drugs, or whatever in order to try to heal themselves to block out the pain. Again, speaking from experience.
Listen, I
So
say
I'm
from
definitely
yeah,
going to be there.
me too. because PTSD comes in many different forms. It's not just from the military. It could be life experiences, a tragic death in your family or your friends. It comes in many forms.
I know black women that only date white men because of PTSD. I know black men that only date white women because of PTSD. They had that one bad experience, and now they don't want to deal with nobody in their own race, and vice versa. I know a white guy that only deals with black girls because one white girl did him dirty. That's PTSD.
Yes.
Wow,
And
I'm trying to think.
I'm not saying we all can't love each other, you know, 'cause love is blind and all that. Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying that they're not making that choice because that black girl isn't making that choice because she's more attracted to white men. She feels safer and more comfortable with white men because one black guy did her dirty. That white dude feels more comfortable with black women because that one white girl did him dirty. It's not that that's his preference. That's
But
PTSD. That's trauma.
it is.
I got you.
So let me ask you guys a question before we sign off on this podcast. You think Candace Owens is a victim of PTSD?
Who's Candace Owens?
Oh,
Like, who is that guy? I don't.
Oh, that's a
oh,
guy.
no, it's a female. She's
Oh,
she's
shit.
she's a pro Trump supporter,
bro.
a true Republican. I don't want to spend too much time on her. That has to be another podcast. But she is a how can I say this? A very, in my opinion, a very intelligent woman, but she's been scorned for whatever reason.
Fucking fish in the building.
Yes,
Are we talking about that lady that was nominated to the Supreme Court?
No, not her. Let me
Hold on,
see
you
if I
about to make me Google some shit, bro.
I may share the screen. Hold on. I mean, if I get her name up.
See, I told you we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, we keep going. Hold on. I'm gonna share her. You probably see her face. You're gonna do a whole lot of research. See, I got Ricky Brown going through some research. Look at her. Share the screen. Not that screen. Application.
I mean, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I know somebody that I never heard of. You know what I mean? And I want to say that I have heard of her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, word, that's that girl. You know, she did that. Nah, I mean.
Yeah, I'm not that dude.
If you research the summit, I think I forgot who hosted it. It was someone with Killer Mike, T.I., and her on YouTube. If you definitely take a look at that, we could definitely do a podcast on that. The next podcast on that as well. Just give you a heads up, Ricky.
Yes, sir.
We could definitely talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, those people right there that you just mentioned, I love listening to their podcast.
Don't worry, we're going to clear that language up for you. Don't worry about it. Check out the next podcast. Definitely check out Rum Talk with JoeyG. Bring your favorite rum to that podcast. We're going to have some fun with that podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, you know what? I just went back to the chat. I'm liking what I'm seeing. One person says I know who she is, but I don't pay attention to her. I'm not into politics anymore. Other person says the first rule of 2021 is don't mention 2020. We got like 1 month left. I can't wait for this motherfucker to be over. This has been a fucked up year.
Oh, hell yeah.
And what's messed up is like mentally, I've been better this year than I have been for quite some time. And the year's still been fucked up. Let's get through this shit, folks. Like
let's get through it.
Do this last month.
let's get through it. I want to be able to go to Miami. I want to go chill my boys, JoeyG, Ricky Brown, and ATL. Chill with them in Miami. I missed Miami this year because of this damn pandemic. The Haitian Flag Day Festival was canceled because of the pandemic. Yo, let's get back to some sort of normal for 2021. I can't wait to get there. You feel me? So.
Yeah.
what could be my ending saying to this podcast? We've been on it for a while. First of all, I want to wish everybody. Yeah. First, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day. Eat all the turkey. Be thankful for the family that you have next to you. There's some
Oh, well,
people.
hey, real quick, before we
Yes.
go, how about we all say something that we're thankful for since it's Thanksgiving officially?
Okay. I'm thankful for having my two co-hosts with me on my podcast. Chat it up like good fellas at the table. Having a family who stick together through thick and thin. We may have issues with each other or how we move or how we live our lives, but we stick together through thick and thin. And that's what I'm thankful for now. I'm thankful for waking up in the morning. Thankful for going to sleep at night. Just to wake up the next morning and do the same thing all over again. Eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. Shout out to Brock Lesnar.
Well, shit, I'll go next. I'm definitely thankful for my family.
Mhm.
2020 has taught me to be more appreciative of my family. I don't say it enough, but I love y'all, and then that includes the family that y'all see up on panel with me today. These are my brothers right here, and if not for them, I wouldn't be here tonight, participating in this talk. So I definitely appreciate y'all. I appreciate Kevin and Kiana for coming through, leaving some comments, showing some love, adding your input to the conversation. Uh, I appreciate my fish family out there. I mean, hey, y'all just don't know, but y'all saved my life as well. I'm a sufferer of PTSD and depression. You know, uh, I have things that I have to deal with, and I'm getting better every single day. And a big part of that is, both my extended family and my immediate family. So I'm definitely thankful for everybody that has shown love, given love, and that have not given up on me, even when I gave up on myself. Joe.
JoeyG.
I'm thankful for those closest to me, my brothers that are here right there in the podcast, and those that helped me get to this stage in my life where I'm aware and more conscious of the people that need to be in my life. Um, it's a different experience because they said at the age of 25 I wasn't supposed to be here. I was one of those one out of eight people that were not supposed to make it to this point in my life, and I've made it to that point in my life. I'm 1 year away from being older than my father, who passed away when I was 8, and I realized that I've done more in my life than accomplishing things that I think he has in his. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to have people in my life that stuck by me. I'm grateful for having people that, if they weren't present, they were still cheering me on. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot. Those that weren't there, I know who you are, but I ain't mad. Y'all had lives to live too, but y'all taught me something. So I'm just gonna say that I'm grateful for all the people that are here currently, the people that were in my life all the way around, the people I have yet to meet. I thank you, and those who have come before me, my relatives. Thank you. I'll leave it.
All right, Joe. Thanks for that. We're gonna let a special. We'll let a guest in here to say what he say some things for us. He's off. All
You
right
still
then.
there? Okay.
Huh? He left. All
Oh,
right.
okay.
Well, but definitely, I want to thank all the guests who came and watched the show in its entirety. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. The best thing you do is definitely hold on before I sign off. I'm gonna let a guest in.
Hey,
Hello
what's up,
there.
guys? How
Hey,
you
what's
doing?
up? I'm
Hey,
good.
Fucking
How are
Fred.
man.
you?
What's up, guys?
What's good with you, man?
Not much. I heard everybody
Good,
talking about
Fred.
what they were thankful for. I guess, do you guys
What
mind
you
if I add
thankful
what
for,
I'm
brother?
thankful for?
Sure,
Well,
go ahead.
No,
I'm
good.
thankful. I'm thankful for that lovely woman right there that I met this year. I'm thankful for my sobriety. I'm thankful for the fish fam that I met, and everybody I've picked up along the way that's positive and a positive influence in my life. And can we all say I'm positive or I'm thankful that 2020 is over?
Right.
But nah, on a serious note though, for real, Fred, I'm glad I met you this year. If I can say one good thing that's happened to me in 2020, it would have to be my sobriety and meeting the fish fam, and you know what I mean, turning my whole life around for real.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. That's what's up right there.
I'm happy for you,
So
brother.
so so
Definitely.
when Fred sends me a link and tells me to join, I guess I'm gonna join. But I guess I'm a little late. I just got off of work. You know what I mean? I've been working
Right.
all night. I just got off of work. I'm on
It's
my
all
way
good,
home.
Kevin.
It's all
It's
good.
all good. You get home safe. Thanks for joining the show. Definitely.
Yeah, thanks,
Hey,
Kev. Thanks for coming
thanks
through.
for having
And
me
stay
up,
tuned
guys.
because there's gonna be more shit like this coming.
Oh,
This,
absolutely.
this,
Hey,
this,
I'm
this is
cool
this,
with it.
this is your
I'm cool
uncensored
with it.
platform.
All right, Kev. You have a good night. All right.
Yep, you too. Later, guys.
Later.
Better.
All right. He reminded me. I got to be thankful for my lovely girl Danielle, who could be a pain in the butt sometimes, but I do thank her. We have great times. AC and many great times. Atlanta. She came with me to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So thankful for her as well. She's probably watching the show. So.
Hi,
but
mom.
but on the strength, on the real note, you know, I'm thankful for a lot of things, but I'm thankful to be able to live on this earth for 42 years, going to my 43rd year of life. I'm thankful for the parents that I had who left. My last parent left 2 years ago tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday, at 12:04 p.m. in 2018, the day that my family changed for the rest of my life due to her passing. It's not because of her passing; it's the way she was. Because of the way she passed. I don't want to speak too much on it. That'd be another package for me to really go in and attack the portions of a facility over there in East Meadow.
Well,
A facility that she worked for as well as a nurse, mind you.
wow.
Mind you. So I'm thankful for having her in my life. I'm thankful for my aunt, Chloe Ann Mercy Hilaire. She will pass away March 11th of this year. I'm thankful for her to be in my life. The alpha Virgo woman, tough as nails, will tell you shit in your face in a heartbeat. But is also the sweetest woman in the world. She'll give the clothes off her back to make sure you're safe. At the same time, thankful for having a job, which I'm getting sick and tired of dealing with on an everyday basis. I don't say that tongue in cheek. I'm telling you real talk, because a lot of people are losing their jobs because of this pandemic.
That's real. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Me
would tell these
too.
people.
No, it's just furlough.
I want to explain something. I want to explain something to some. I want to explain something to a lot of people. When someone comes at you with an opportunity to make some type of income, embrace it with open arms. I'm not saying jump into it. I'm not saying, jump in it blindly. This is what that person has to say. It may be a fit for you. It may not be a fit for you. At least give a listen. Because money is tight. We always got to find a way to make money and provide knowledge to the people in the world, especially finances. Because you got to know the money game now, especially people who are on furlough. You got to know how to save money.
Investigate it.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta cut down on your ventures, and your likes. You gotta do a lot of things, but we will get through this as a nation. The only way we get through this pandemic as a nation is if we are united, man on man, woman and woman, not MAGA or Democrat, Republican, and all that bullshit that's portrayed on television. One united front, in the words of the words that's on the Haitian flag, la union fait de la force. Union makes strength, not division.
Yep.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, True Players Podcast. Listen to the audio version of the True Players Podcast on Anchor, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I think I said iHeartRadio, guys, right?
Yeah.
All right. Any feedback, comments, complaints, definitely hit me up on my Facebook page at True Players Dom, or hit me on my email, trueplayerspodcast@gmail.com, which is spelled TRUPLAYAZ at podcast@gmail.com. Listen, JoeyG, Ricky Brown. Once again, we out here. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.
This that true player shit. We gon' make it live with Big Dom. We ain't holding no punches. True players, we live, homie. No frontin', always talk about something. So taking over, you know that the wait is over. That in your face commentary is fire in the show up. We talk about sports, finance, and relationships. True players, we always playing the greatest hits. 1804, that mean Hades lit. Mother still the true players like baby kicks. Our live podcast is hard as hard hats. Real life shit that true players will talk that. So tune in and watch the whole world zoom in. When they hit it, they